Hey there, Sugar Lips. We're going to go through a quick macro update and the week ahead. What's coming out? We have US inflation. Remember, inflation has been a hot topic. It has been trying to crumple our precious slippers for all of 2022. And now we are going to get the new headline, expected 3.1%. Yes, that's right. You can see here on Forex Factory, you see this 3.1% year on year. That's the headline expected. So the last of the final 12-month rolling back data where the big past data points, they're starting to get removed. So we used to have like plus 1%. Because we are removing we're only using the last 12 months of data, we get to wipe that out and we start to go back to these 0.2, 0.3%. Of course, we need like 0.1s, but I guess we'll take what we can get because this is a nice headline. Because remember, the US Fed interest rate is still 5.25% and they're expected to go up. So, of course, here we have CPI for USA is expected to come out 3.1%. The price of bananas has started to slow down. It's still going up, but just the rate of change is slowing down. Maybe our crypto bags can pump soon. And, of course, the market's going to welcome a lower CPI because the US Fed is talking like a naughty bird, and that naughty bird is a hawk. They call it, as a joking term, they say it's a hawkish pause. They're like, oh, we're holding rates, but don't you dare go out and spend more on those squeaky chairs. They're trying to control your squeaky chair spending because it is through the roof. Of course, we also have Fed speakers, and I use the word grooming. They are grooming us before FOMC, or as I like to call it, the FOMC later this month. Of course, when they come out, friends, what they do is around the CPI in the meetings, they have these meetings, and if they need to manipulate us, the psychology, they will do it. They'll come out and throw the words out. They'll be like, oh, you know, those rates are looking pretty high when you think about it. I'm not joking. They just talk. They say words like that. They just say like, you know what? Maybe those rates are a bit tight. They'll just say things like this and the market will start to price it in. It's almost as if there's insiders out there. I mean, you never truly know. So the US rates are still huge. The spread between the US rates and CPI is big. It's 5.25% rates. But look at this. This is the Fed Watch tool. It shows us that there is, see this big fat red arrow? This is for you. Thank you very much, friends, for pressing the like button, subscribe, the bell button and all. I appreciate you very, very much. Thank you. You are loved and appreciated. So when you're looking at this chart, you can see it's 92%. You see up here, 92%. I mean, this is giant, absolute percentage. Pretty much is priced in. But you just never know. What if that number comes out really weak? Most likely what they do is, though, they like leaving rates as high as they can because it's ammo to cut on the way down. They want to leave it as tight as possible because they have the money printer. So if things get bad, they can always cut super fast. But if inflation gets out of hand, they don't want to send mixed signals. So they don't want to start cutting, but then inflation starts going up and they're like, oh no, we're hiking. They don't want to do that. They want to do a unified message. And unfortunately, we are in the rate hiking message. So that's what we're expecting right now, expecting rates maybe to go up one more time, but you never know what can happen. If the S&P 500 rolls over, poops the bed, something else comes out, they're not going to hike again. I mean, they're pretty much done anyway. They're just doing these little cutesy words just to get that CPI headline down because they need to declare victory before the US election really starts because there's going to be all these voting stuff going on. They don't want to be seen as political. It's all these BS games. And continuing, friends, I would like to talk about ChainLink. Now, when I talk about ChainLink, just don't forget that ChainLink is literally just a function. ChainLink is a function of Ethereum. It is just DeFi, pretty much. Now, I can use the DeFi index. I don't want to look at that trash. I don't want to look at all these hyperinflationary, other garbage, useless governance tokens. ChainLink's at least doing something different, which is what I like. I don't want to use all these other grift pump and dumps. Like all these like Compound and Curve where the founder like is buying mansions and all these other junk stuff. I don't want to even mention those words. So I like looking at Link. So it's the same charts for everything. They're all down the same. They got the same pattern pretty much. They're all down 85 to 95%, whatever it is. We're all on the same path. So when Chainlink goes up, it might be going up with this narrative. We are still stuck in what I call this mental illness zone. It is down from the top. It has been down like 90%. It's down 88%. It's been here for a long time. I mean, we have not moved in 434 days. What, 13, 14, 15 months? Time is moving on. But you know, some people in the PulseChain community, I remember HEX community, when HEX was going up on the testnet version 3, people were saying, you're an idiot, ChainLink is trash. And I said, you know what? Those are both correct. I am an idiot and ChainLink is trash. However, you shouldn't speak too soon because here's the thing, friends. If ChainLink was down as much as HEX right now, ChainLink would be down, oh my God, ChainLink would be down right here, $1.20. Yes, that's right. The combined ChainLink price would be $1.20. Okay, so this is, see that kaboosh? That's how far down it would be. Oh, that would be disgusting. So, hey, ChainLink's holding up pretty well. And also, another equivalence to look at. For ChainLink, the public ICO, which everybody could get into, it didn't have like this weird HEX adoption amplifier where you get in and then you all go offside and then you have to pray that Richard Hart pumps it back up. Instead of that weird game that Hexicans had to do at the start, and what we're dealing with in PulseChain now, the ChainLink ICO was here at 11 cents. It was done right here. So the ETH ICO, so the ChainLink ICO, so people who just got in at the start, free and open for anybody, you are still up 55x. You are not up that much with the weighted average and the early people of HEX adoption amplifier. You're way, way, way less than that. And I actually have the chart here to show you. This is where the flag is. This is where the early people got in. Yeah, you're up about 3x. And you know, if you want to be intellectually honest, remember the combined HEX price. So eHEX and pHEX is 3 cents. So combined is about a 10.7x, you know. But as well, you can add your short-term staking inflation. So you might even double that again. So instead of a 10x, now you're up a 20x if you got the short-term inflation. Might even make it a 30x, but it is what it is. I mean, ChainLink's still winning. Isn't that funny? ChainLink has no use case, no staking, no lockup. It's done more. It's just that, you know, when you do this weird chart painting stuff, look, everybody tends to, I know what everybody's really saying to me when everyone really tilts, when people come out and they want to do this bottom chart tick bragging stuff. See, it doesn't feel so nice because now you're actually getting destroyed. Because what the bottom chart ticking does is, it shames you. It's basically what it says is, it says, well, from the bottom, HEX is still up 548x. I know what you're thinking because I'm a trader, man. I've traded my whole life. I know when we say this, it's a troll. It's psychological warfare. When people put this number in front of your face, 547x, what they're effectively telling you is that you're an idiot and you're stupid for not selling the top. That's what they're doing. You see this top zone? They're telling you you're stupid because people are still up 547x. You should have gotten out. You know that's such a large number. People made way too much money, way too much quick, in way too fast of a time. So this whole thing, Ponzi, grift, scam, it's not called for, and you're a greedy idiot. That's why people do this. How I know this? We used to be in the trading office, and some people will be long, some of us will be short, some people were playing spreads, and sometimes something's going down, down, down. And it would go up a little bit and then it'll come back and break the low. And what would happen is some people would still be holding and they would be holding with too much size. And when it breaks the low, they would be stopped out. Maybe they've lost their 5,000 or 10,000 for the night. They're very, very upset. And what you'll see is people who were their rivals, they will throw joke comments. They're like, oh man, you know, this is what they used to say. They used to say, oh man, on that little pop-up, it was free money. You should have gotten out by there. But it is just to psych out the other people. Remember, this is a high testosterone game. This is trading and investing. If everybody could speak, because we're just anonymous avatars on the internet, this is what they would be saying. They'd be saying, you're an idiot. You should have gotten out on this tiny little pop here because now you're getting greedy. So this is why when people say, oh, we're still up for the low, that's what it actually is interpreted as. So here I am being a messenger for you. I know why people feel bad because I've been training for 10, 12 years. Man, I used to see this all the time. Of course, I never used to say it. I want to literally choke the people who talk like that. But that's just the game, man. Everybody is playing against each other. It's literally war. It's literally everybody battling. Longs, shorts, everybody's saying the thing you're in is a trap. You got a dumb idea. It is what it is. Okay, that's why I don't like seeing people go to this absolute bottom tick and go, oh wow, you're still up 1,000x if you bought at 0, right? Like get this trash out of us. We all know our average price. We all know where the average price is from the start. You're up like this 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8x. So we all know the truth. So it is good to see when we look at ChainLink. Hey, it's still holding up. No use case, no token utility. No lockup, no nothing. It's just interesting to see the market still pricing in it to be what it is right now. I still think that Bitcoin $80,000 is a real risk for us. Maybe ChainLink just returns back to the high, but I don't know if it's going to give any alpha extra return on top of Link by a giant margin. I hope Link ETH goes much higher. I'll show you it right now. And of course, Link ETH is the chart of truth. You can see it here. I'm hoping we get somewhere back up to the middle of the range here, which is still giant because it's down so much. I mean, this is 5.8x on your Ethereum, but this is absolutely shocking. But hey, all of crypto friends, you know what crypto does. It goes just down forever until it stops going down. You can't cheat it. You just got to wait with time. And now moving on to PulseChain, friends. Of course, we have the daily chart here for Pulse. We are hovering just above day one sacrifice price. Remember, the daily chart is still a bit of a poopy. I want to scrunch it down and see. I mean, here is where Eric will lose his bet. If Pulse hits 10x from day one sacrifice price, I think that's very, very achievable. I'm hoping we get this within the next 6 months. By end of January, we do some sort of swoop up. Wouldn't that be fantastic to hold up? Now, we are taking longer than HEX, but also maybe Richard's marketing has to change. That's another thing to think about. We also have PulseX in the exact same scenario. PulseX is still down for even the largest whale. You see this line here? The largest whale got this price. We are actually still below it. There's like the largest, the $10-20 million sackers still crushed. And also what's interesting, if we switch it up here, we'll be able to see the PulseX to Pulse ratio. It had this cute little bounce up here, like, wow, value, but it's only 15-16%. I want to let you know something too. You see down here, up here, on its way down, it bounced up 16% as well. It's just something to think about. So I guess you could say 16% fake pumps are in the game. Look at this. Oh, 16%. Didn't matter. Oh, 16%. I mean, it's just something to think about. The volume isn't there. We're getting 25 million volume per day. We start off with 300 million in the weekend. We need to do way more. We need to do 300 million plus. We're down 90% in volume. We got to do 10x more. Of course, there are a lot of teething issues, but it is what it is. And with that, maybe people just price PulseX like they do every other DEX. So, by the way, this chart going down is PulseX being weak against PLS Pulse. So that's just, it is something to just grasp in your mind as a potential outcome. I have the zones here of where I think PulseX is cheap and up here PulseX expensive. Of course, they're not guarantees. You can break every high, you can break every low. We don't know what's happening. I own both. I love both. Don't bet on any, because if you have both, this is the best part. This is what people don't understand. You're not diluting yourself. If you have both, if it goes up, guess what? You own a lot of PulseX and you can start trimming some out for Pulse. And if it goes down, guess what? You own a lot of Pulse, so you can start deploying it and trimming it out to buy PulseX. You get to play both sides. Isn't that fantastic? Whether prices go negative or to the moon, we're still going to be friends. Haven't you heard that before? And now we have the chart for pHEX. There was a muscular recovery in pHEX where everybody was cheering it to go up, but baby dolls, I mean, let me show you something. I have a chart here, which is the construction of eHEX and pHEX combined. So as you see right now, so this price here, okay, eHEX and pHEX, we're going to read this together. Total HEX together is about 3 cents. It bottomed out at 1.4 cents, my gosh, which is about 97.5% from the top. So round it off, man. Yes, so look, I'm just telling you right now, even though I'm bullish on Pulse, I'm bullish on PulseX, I'm bullish on pHEX, I'm bullish on eHEX. Yes, I'm bullish on all of them. I'm just telling you, the fact that HEX dropped 98% means you are at risk if you don't get out in the euphoria, no matter how low the price is, for Pulse, PulseX, and everything else in between. You are at risk. If HEX dipped minus 98% with 10 and 15-year lockups, what are the other ones going to do? Just something to think about. Just think about that. And even if they don't dip 98% in the next one, maybe it's quote-unquote only minus 95%. Well, let me tell you something. You're not going to feel good if your 400,000 drops all the way down to 20,000. You drop 95% from the top, because you were holding your 400,000 waiting for that round number, 1 million, and it couldn't hit that magical number that we were all promised. Just think about this, please. I'm trying to save you. So, of course, I mentioned here, as the PulseX yield farms taper off over time, HEX native staking becomes more sought after. Yield, yes, because it's nice, it's native. You don't have to do this impermanent loss yield farming. Just sit down and chill out. It's still got a good use case. Just takes time for the market to wake up. Note, HEX at 12 cents. was the testnet version 3 price. All right, HEX at 12 cents, combined price. So the one we see here, it's still 75% down. I mean, 12 cents is so high, it's not even on here. Up here's 8.5 cents. So woohoo! I mean, like, yeah, we're way, way, way down. Look, I hate to say it, this language upsets you. Put the water pistol down. I'm just telling you, the market has basically said PulseChain has not been net value add. There is less value in PulseChain combined now versus when it had testnet version 3 just for HEX existing by itself. So this sell the news has been brutal. Don't listen to these people saying it's fine, it's fine. No, it's not, man. The market's not wrong. The market says we're pooped. But hey, markets go off emotions. And just, hey, we might be pooped now. But you eat one banana, you drink some orange juice, you're going to be doing laps like you wouldn't believe. So it doesn't mean it's necessarily right forever. It just means, yes, it's right today. But we don't live in today. We're here to invest in the future. That's what we're here to invest for. I'm here. I'm investing. This is me. You can do what you want. You can sell right now. You can quit. That's fine. I'm thinking about 2024, 2025. That's what I'm thinking about. I'm thinking about April 2025. I'm thinking about November 2025, December 2025. Even if they want to scam us and push us to 2026, 7, 8, 9, I don't care. That's what I'm thinking about. Yes, the market's down today. It's not going to be down here forever. I even made tweets here to show, thank you to Mr. Dipcatcher for making this information, the PulseChain bridge graph showing money inflow and outflow. There are a lot of outflows. So you can see here, there's a lot of these numbers, arrows, green arrows, money coming in, red arrows, the wrap BTC leaving, and I even show you another one here. The total 30 days, this is just a summary of it, right? The chart shows 30 days of PulseChain bridge activity. There were 11 days inflow, 17 days negative outflow. Okay, so just chill out. It's not the end of the world. This is exactly what happens this is what bear markets are. More people are selling off and quitting. But the liquidity is so thin that it looks like it's more damage than what it is. They can easily return. PulseX HEX, both pHEX, eHEX, we need more inflow to come in. That's just what it is, of course. That's why a lot of people, look, friends, I don't care what you're telling me. I'm telling you right now, eHEX, give it whatever name you want, all right? Call this poop coin, all right? Call it poop. All I know is, I'll tell you one thing. In crypto, you got to learn from the masters. Who's the master of the crypto universe right now? Her name is Bitcoin. She has a sister named Ethereum. Ethereum is the big daddy. The Ethereum network is a big city. You see this city? Here's a city, yay, tall buildings, all right? People don't want to leave the city. Here are roads leaving out. People don't want to leave the city. We have a city out here called, all the way in the distance, called PulseChain PLS. Now, we believe it's the best and it's the greatest. Of course we do, just like every other chain. But on Uniswap, on Ethereum, there's the eHEX that exists. So it is closer, the eHEX, right, we're going to call it eHEX, is closer to the source of all the value. Ethereum has, what, like 400 billion market cap. Whatever it is, 200, 300, 400 billion market cap, has a lot of money sloshing around, the layer 2s, etc. It's just closer there. It's easier for people to just test out eHEX by buying it rather than completely bridging over. I know it doesn't make too much sense to you to see it now, but that's just how it is. It's closer to the highways. Now, can I deduce something in the short term from it? No, but I'm just telling you, no, I'm not selling my eHEX. I don't care how low it goes. Sell it to zero. Sell it to zero. I dare you. Sell it to zero. By the way, here's the pulse chain. This is the inflows and outflows. Just to show you this little zone here. You can see there were more outflows than inflows. But don't worry, this is normal in crypto. And we're going to finish, friends, with the eHEX pHEX ratio. Remember, this is eHEX versus pHEX, the ratio. That's going down, down. So much pain. I want you to remember, firstly, it is a D. We don't like the Ds here. We like Ws. Ws for friendship. Yes. Ws, smooth it out over time. And it's very interesting, okay? This happens to me so many times. I'll make video and content for you. I will say 19 times, I'll say, all right, I'm getting in here. You can sell it to zero if you want. It can literally go to freaking zero. I don't care. I'm evaluating in April 2025. Okay, this is literally when I'm evaluating all the way here. See you. I'll see you here. Okay. No matter how many times I talk about this rectangle in the future, people will come and they will talk to me about what's happening today. They'll say, it's dropping. It's dropping. It's not working. And I'm like, bro, sis, grandma, grandpa, duck, just please, hello. What date is it? It's 2023. Who cares? I've seen people sell JPEGs for next to nothing. I've seen them buy JPEGs for $500,000. I don't care what they do with this eHEX. Sell it to zero. Don't really care. I'll keep buying. I really don't care. Just to let you know, I got asked in hex trading as well. What are you doing? Okay, so yes, I was only buying eHEX before, but now I'm buying roughly the same. Roughly, this is what I'm doing. It's about 20% Pulse, 20% PulseX, 20% pHEX, 40% eHEX. That's all I'm doing. 20, 40, 60. Yeah, it's like this. There you go. There you go. Just stacking a bit more eHEX. That's it. Getting all of them. I'm getting all of them because I just don't trust which way the ratio is going to go from here anyway. That's it. Just get all of them. You got to think about it like one anyway. I've already made the blueprint. Go back and watch my PulseChain blueprint video. I've made it here for you, right? If you go to my video section, search PulseChain blueprint. I'm sure one of these videos, friends, there's a blueprint here. I've actually given you the blueprint for what's happening with the Richard Heart ecosystem. And the summary, you can't look at one coin. You have to look at all of them. You are buying Richard Heart, whether you like it or not. I'm not saying do you agree with it, okay? If you buy Doge, you're buying Elon Musk. If you buy Tesla, you're buying Elon Musk. If you buy Cardano, you are buying Charles Hoskinson. If you buy Ethereum, you're buying Vitalik. Don't listen to what anyone says. If you're buying Bitcoin, you're buying Satoshi. And you want that. You don't want to be buying a fart in the wind. You want to be buying someone who is a distinguished leader. If you're buying ChainLink, you're buying Sergey. That's it. This is how the game works. We bet on the horse. We bet on the jockey. We bet on the torpedo, the spear. Some people have accused me, said I can't say spear. I'll tell you right now, when it comes down to it, all of this is going to sound very obvious only if we make it to the very far distant future of 2025. Right now, it looks like poop. They can keep selling it down all they want. This ratio, many people asked me before, there are some people who are stacked right now and you're feeling nervous. Don't feel nervous, okay? They have about 70% eHEX, 30% pHEX, okay? Hey, if you have 100% eHEX, don't worry, just chill out. But if you're stacked in here, this is what I would do. Me. You can do what you want. I would shave off another 10% of the pHEX and I would then just nibble a bit more, okay? This is what I will do right here. See right here, just smash it in again. So now you'd have about 80% eHEX, 20% pHEX. That's it. And if it wants to keep going down, keep doing it, right? The way I see it, eHEX goes to zero, everything burns in hell. That's just how it's going to be, friends. And I want you to think of one thing. You've seen all the times, and I don't want to use this word, but you got to see, we got to use this word. Everybody on Twitter, they are saying they don't like how these yield farms on PulseX were operating. We are at the control of Richard Heart. This is what I'm seeing on Twitter. People are saying this. It's not my words. People are saying they don't like how Richard will just rug a farm, put it in, change the rates tomorrow, rug it, pushing in. But it's very erratic. Okay, they don't like it, and they're using the word rug. And that's fair. They feel like they're rugged. I understand where they're coming from. Everyone knows how it felt. eHEX, pHEX. Okay, sweet. People ended their stake. Okay, see you later, done. Right, so they don't like it. I'm not saying it's wrong or right. I'm just saying people don't like that. Now, this erratic fashion, you might think it's doing experimentation in the short term. But what I'm telling you it's doing is it is paving a path of people to dump way earlier than you think in the next bull market. PulseX, Pulse, and whatever. Big whales, they're taking note of this, okay? Because look, it's just the truth. If Total HEX could drop minus 97% down, and if eHEX actually dies, right, it's not going to die, but if it dies and it's in their mindset, there is literally no confidence in anything. Why the hell would anybody commit to anything long-term if this is the type of disaster that could be waiting around the next corner? You know, in 2029, we're going to have the biggest unlock of all time called the first round of 10-year stakes for HEX, right? Think about all of this. And it's going to come in pHEX as well. So I'm just trying to get you into the mindset of the average person. So it's all game theory here, you know. Yeah, you could, we could rip the Band-Aid right off and go, hey, let's just kill eHEX and go move it on. You can do that, okay? But there's going to be some big ramifications for that from the community, man. This is completely the opposite of Bitcoin. Remember, HEX was meant to be a better Bitcoin. Bitcoin has a stable, safe community. Sure, the upside is less, but you know you ain't getting rugged tomorrow. There are no yield farms linked to the correlations of all this. You know this. Whether it's true or not, it doesn't matter. It's what you feel. So this is something to think about here. There's a different philosophical approach. But of course, if you ask me to run this experiment, yeah, if you ask me to, hey, rewind time, what would you do? I'd take this bet all day, all over again, because it's the same. It's more uncertainty. We like uncertainty. We have to run into it. Everybody's running away from uncertainty. We're running towards it because like, okay, sweet. If they're super uncertain, it probably means we're risk off now. Maybe in the future when no one's looking, we somehow get back to parity or whatever it is. Okay, it's not a guarantee, but it's just something to think about, especially when it comes to looking at how high Pulse, PulseX, pHEX can go. Because when everybody wants this safe stuff like Bitcoin, you're going to get the returns you deserve, which is a very low single-digit return on your portfolio. And with that, baby dolls, thank you. Like, subscribe, press the bell button, and I'm going to catch you in the next one.